On my channel, I've been talking a lot about the limited political and social influence of the Russian Orthodox Church. Although the Patriarch is all over the news, attending the most important meetings of the highest echelons of political power, the local bishops and priests are constantly present in the public eye, still, I argue that this presence is mostly symbolic in nature and the Church is supplementary to the state ideology. The only real influence the Church has is in the religious sphere, where she successfully suppresses her opposition and competitors, and in the sphere of public and family morals. However, when it comes to morals and family, the two cases where the Church directed the most effort proved to be an exemplary display of the limited influence that the Church has. I am of course talking about LGBT and abortion. I've talked about both of these issues in separate videos on my channel. Both, however, have since come to the attention of the state and eventually been tightened. I would still say that it is not such a big win for the Church as many would think. First, the LGBT have been attacked by the Church since she regained influence after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Back then, in the 1990s, Russia welcomed many democratic political and cultural reforms, including the previously unseen sexual revolution. It didn't last long and ended with Putin's presidency, but made enough impact to become the subject of heated debates involving most religious communities in the country. In 2013, the first anti-LGBT law was successfully promoted by Vitaly Milonov, a member of the ruling party and an outspoken Orthodox Christian. The law was initially formulated as protective of children, and it prohibited propaganda of non-traditional sexual relations to minors. In practice, of course, it was implemented voluntarily, and if needed, the minors that presumably witnessed something to be banned were conveniently found. In December 2022, after the start of the war in Ukraine and the unfolding of unprecedented sanctions and media campaign against Russia, President Putin signed a law against the propaganda of LGBT for all ages. Finally, in November 2023, the Supreme Court of Russia labeled the international LGBT movement extremist. As reported, the representatives of the defendant did not attend the court hearing. The reason for that is that such a movement simply does not exist. Abortion is another issue that the Church has been actively campaigning against. The Soviet Russia was the first in the world to legalize abortion in 1920, and according to statistics, Russia is still the world leader. However, although the number of abortions remain very high, it steadily decreases. The Church has been the most vocal opponent of abortion, demanding to take it out of free state-provided medical insurance, restricting it significantly, and eventually banning it altogether. Recently, there has been a new wave of anti-abortion rhetoric and legal initiatives. However, unlike LGBT, abortion is way too popular and controversial in the Russian society. Apart from the Church, there have been attempts by some members of parliament to propose either a restriction or a ban of abortion in one way or another. What have been achieved so far is that some regions banned the propaganda of abortion and prohibited to perform the procedure in private clinics. The anti-abortion discourse is increasing, and we will probably soon hear about more restrictive measures, although the total ban is very unlikely. So, what about the Russian Orthodox Church? Can we say that the ban of LGBT and restrictions on abortion, even the small ones, are a win for the Church? Well, yes and no. The Church leadership certainly triumphs over these changes, seeing them as positive. However, the context and timing of both clearly shows that the Church actually has little to do with these changes. The issues of family values and public morals are used as a cultural counter-argument against Western liberalism. The West is seen as the land of vice, immorality, abomination, and the destruction of family. The ban of LGBT and testing the waters with abortion is an ideological response to the image of the West as it is created by the Russian propaganda. Orthodox Christianity and also Islam are used in this discourse only as supplementary and secondary elements, while family, Russianness and morality are put forward. Please like the video, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. I see you all next time.